Couple more questions. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going slightly off track, but I was just wondering if anybody, looking at kind of the root of maybe some of the reasons why we have a lack of jobs in this country in general, maybe being connected to our own consumption and needing everything like now, fast, quick, and maybe that's one of the reasons why everything's sent somewhere where we can get it now, fast, cheap. Do you see where I'm going with it? So like...
Oh, I got the answer for you guys.
Okay.
Thank goodness someone does.
You know, hey, straight up.
Read my mind.
No, you know, I would not, you know, buy into the theory or the adage that it's only our community that is into instant. You know, with
United States.
it is a problem that our nation has had. We, with such a huge history of affluence and success, man, you know, hell, you know, we're victims of our own success. Everybody want it now. You know, that's what you know, ABC, NBC, CBS, and you know, CNN, all of, you know, that's everybody telling you, you know, you can have it now. You know, no matter what it is, you don't have to work for it. You know, you don't have to put in a whole bunch of time, as opposed to dealing with the practical realities. But the truth of the matter is, when you look at this country, the high point for people of color in terms of employment was 1980. When you look at our manufacturing base, and particularly here in Pittsburgh, which was a true urban center, industrial center, you know, black folks had jobs. You know, they worked in the mills, they worked in all kinds of stuff. They were booming, and everybody had money. But and it's important to note that for every job in manufacturing, it supports 4 additional jobs, ancillary positions. So, and then you also look at, that was the high point, you know, of the civil rights movement. You know, we've had a precipitous decline in opportunity, in equity since that point. We were the last hired in the mills. So we had, you know, with a union contract does a whole host of things in terms of adding value to your life. But it also says last hired, first fired. So if we lost jobs, folks that had, you know, that could support a family on one job, now that person went back and they had to work 2 and 3 jobs to sustain that kind of income if they were lucky. So if you do that and you have to spend that time away from your kids, what happens to your kids? They become victims of the street. You don't have the time to go check their homework. You don't have time to see you know, who their friends are. You don't have time to worry about whether or not they get a hot meal or go to bed on time. So all those things combined really add to the decline in the quality of life in our communities. So to fix that, we one, have to re-emphasize the need to change policy and to have a real manufacturing base reestablished in this country. Because again, you know, Andrea said everybody's not college material. I want to tweak that a little bit. Everybody isn't necessarily designed to be a PhD, but no matter what you do, that learning is a lifelong obligation in order to be a success. No matter what you do, you're going to have to learn in every piece of this weatherization stuff, whether it's aura or whatever. It's a stepping stone to another level, to another opportunity. That's entry level. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, it'll help you build the base to be the entrepreneur, to build the kind of skills and the intellect to take you to where you want to go, if you have the discipline, the commitment, and the energy. So it's just a pathway, you know. So I hope I answered your question.
you know exactly where his evangelical switch is, clearly. Did you have something to add to your, Lindsay?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, the whole idea of consume, 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 and have everything here and now has also driven the idea of, I want the price to be really low, and a devaluing of the crafts. And, you know, DeWitt's getting at the manufacturing side of things, but there's also the craft side of things and the service side of things, which is something that cannot be exported as easily, but it's been devalued, which is also what Andrea and I have been talking about, and she's talking about up here, and just the idea of valuing everyone's purpose and their function and what they do as work, and not going to, I want the lowest price, going for the quality and understanding that people deserve self-sufficiency jobs, you know, that are for family supporting jobs, and continuing to try to create those systems that allow those opportunities to occur, and to not always look at the lowest bid, and to also not continuously just say, let's go consume, 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 but really look at what we're consuming and why we're consuming it, and if it actually even serves a function to have those things in our lives, or is it serving the function of keeping families divided and not allowing them to check their children's homework, you know, working on those community relationships. And a lot of the collaboratives that we're a part of here is connecting people to all of those networks and those opportunities and bringing everybody together as opposed to dividing them.
Yeah, and I won't dwell on the notion of how long and how many millions and millions of dollars Walmart put into this campaign. I look at the upside that Walmart no longer has the slogan, always lower. Change of a bit of attitude. Yes, sir.
This is to kind of bring it back to the training aspect of your program. You've stressed the importance of the drug-free part of it. How is that implemented? Who helps to put that program together? And is that just a practical part, or is it a philosophical?
How did they come about?
Who administers it? How are you including it as part of the rest of the training? Drug-free aspect?
And in the orientation, when we bring folks in 3 weeks before the training starts, we tell them point blank. 3 weeks before. You got time to clean up, but buddy, you got to drop. You know, real time, real world. You know, and look, weed is a drug. We tell them weed is a drug. You know, look, you know, we're not trying to put our values on you, but the bottom line is, for you to move on, you got to be drug free. And no matter what job you have in modern society, you got to drop. And if you can't move on. Now, you know, again, we're not trying to put our values on you, but if you want to smoke a joint, go ahead. That's your choice. Life's about choices. But you can't be here.
And so it's not just it's like a strict, harsh institutional. It's just realistic. Yeah, realistic.
Yeah, you know, again, what I said is that if you test hot, that doesn't mean we throw you away and tell you that you're banned for life. You just can't move forward. You go pay and test clean and come back and bring us that document, and we'll find a way based upon your performance whether or not we can put you in again somewhere. But that's your choice. And we only pay once.
That you pay for the transaction. So. Yeah, it was just kind of a follow-up. Does that include alcohol? My concern is alcohol too, because that actually is a really like a much bigger problem in our communities because it is legal.
Well,
I mean, do you guys help to provide like the alcohol treatment?
If
like follow-up?
If you
that's serious, man.
while look, you know, I understand. If you know, if we think you have, or if you share that you have a alcohol problem, and even if you have a drug problem, we will refer you to some agencies that can help you. But at the end of the day, as long as you're sober when you go to work, an employer will hire you. It's non-prescription drugs, and I'm not a moralist, but that's the fact, and I understand all of the other pieces of that. But again, we're trying to create the kind of environment, and ultimately we might want to get there. But currently, you just gotta be non-prescription drug free.